This video is all about being honest with your spouse, whether that be your husband or your wife. And it's even applicable to all the people in relationships that aren't as far down the road and are at a stage not as far as marriage yet. But also, this can be applicable to relationships like friends, family, co-workers even, because being honest can be applicable to all of those different scenarios. And I want to start off by saying that in this video, we'll be covering stories and examples that I've been through, but also lessons that I've learned along the way. And the main lesson that I've learned about honesty is that honesty needs a level of trust to be honest. To be able to be honest with that person, you need to trust them, but also to trust that person, we need to be honest. And so both things work together to slowly build these things together, to be able to build a relationship where we feel like we can be honest, but also that that person can be trusted. And that builds a firm foundation within any relationship, whether it's with your spouse, whether that's a husband or a wife, or in relationships that aren't romantic, or, like I said, friends and family. And that's the main lesson that I've learned of being honest. And some of these examples that I've been through, or stories that I've been through, is when you start a relationship, you get to a point in your relationship where you need to open up. You need to open up about past experiences, past relationships, your big memories, things that you've done with friends and family, places you've traveled to. And it comes a point where we have to be really honest to open up about things that are hard to express and hard to open up about. Mistakes you've made, past relationships, all of these things. And I got to a point of where I had to be really honest with that about Faith, but I needed a level of trust to be able to do that. And when me and Faith got to that point of where we opened up about our past experiences, we trusted each other, but it was also still very hard. And so I want to say that just because honesty can be hard and it can be easy, but because it's hard, that doesn't mean that you don't trust that person. But you can still trust the person and it still be difficult because we've been through some hard things. And other things that I've had to open up about are finances. I've had to open up about the things I've done well, but also the things that I've done not so well. Debt that I've built up, or whether that be student loans or other sort of debt. And also things that I've done really well in finances, things that I've saved for the wedding, or things that I've saved for future life experiences, whether it be traveling or honeymoon or whatever it may be. And I had to be honest about all of these things. And an example I want to give of where I had to be really honest with Faith was one day we had a group of friends over and we were playing a game. And in this game, me and Faith decided that we were going to work together as a team. And so we were on the team together, and at a point in the game, me and Faith decided to do, or wanted to do, two different things. Faith wanted to do one thing and I wanted to do another. And so one of us had to give way. One of us had to maybe a little bit reluctantly say, okay, I'll trust you in this situation. And I had to trust Faith in that moment to make the decision. And so I said, Faith, you make the decision, that's fine. And at the end of the game, we lost so badly. We lost so badly in that game. And at the end, I was like, I saw that happening. I said, Faith, so I didn't see that one happening. And I said, I saw that happening. I saw that happening. I think I reacted a little bit out of frustration. And the majority of the time in these games and these scenarios, I don't really I don't react badly. I'm generally quite patient. But in that moment, I was a little bit frustrated. And so I said, just out of a little bit of frustration, I said, no, I saw that happening. And later that day, soon after, we went for a walk to kind of just walk our dog. And I realized that in that moment, I'd actually lied. And I'd lied not because I just wanted to get back at her, but I lied out of just speaking quickly out of frustration. And I spoke before I even thought about what I was saying. And I hadn't actually seen or recognized what was going to happen in that game. And I knew in that moment I could either hide that lie and just be like, it doesn't matter, it's only a lie, the game's past now, it doesn't matter. Or I could set a principle in our marriage and in our relationship that I was going to be honest with the big and the small things. And to me, that felt like a big thing. And whether that was going to be small or large, I was going to be honest. And I had to open up and submit myself a little bit and lower myself and come humbly to Faith and say, I want to be honest with you and say, I actually lied in that moment. I didn't mean to lie. I just reacted a little bit out of frustration, but I'm sorry. I'm sorry for what I did. I'm sorry for where I was frustrated with you, but also where I lied, it wasn't right. And I don't want to do that in our relationship, and I want to be honest. And so will you forgive me? And in that moment, Faith not only appreciated what I did, but also it set a precedent in our relationship that we were going to be honest and that we weren't going to lie in our relationship. And that can be difficult to open up. And so sometimes being honest in your relationship can feel like it's these big moments, but I honestly believe that being honest is these small moments as well that build trust, that build a firm foundation. And those moments of being honest, whether it's times that we've been upset by the other person or the other person who's upset, whether it's asking for forgiveness, whether it's being honest about finances, whether it's being honest about things that you've done in your day that you're not really proud of, past experiences years ago where you didn't even know the other person. All of these things build a firm foundation in your relationship. And in this experience that I had with Faith, I had to realize that I had to lower myself to bring our relationship to a higher point. To build a firmer foundation in our relationship, I had to lower myself and come humbly and be honest. I had to be honest, and in my weakness, our relationship grew stronger. And this is true in a marriage, but also in non-romantic relationships with co-workers, with friends, with family, with whoever it may be. I recommend that in those moments of where you've either lied or you've just reacted a little bit or you've done things that you're not proud of, whether it be gossiping, I recommend that we're just honest, because it builds a firm foundation and it builds relationships that we can move forward stronger, that we can take the hand of the person next to us and the person that we're honest with and say, I want the best for our relationship. And that's what we're saying when we're honest. And so I hope through my experiences of being honest with finances, of where I've got into debt, and being honest with Faith, or whether it's past experiences and past relationships, things that I'm not so proud of, or even of where I've lied or become frustrated and I opened up to Faith. I hope these past experiences allow you to also recognize places and things in your life where you're like, I want the best for my relationship, and I'm going to be honest and open up to the people around me or to the person that I've not opened up or not said the correct things to. I hope that we can build those firm foundations in our relationship moving forward. So I hope that you have taken something from this video about being honest with your spouse, with your friends and with your family, but also in other areas as well, that we can have those relationships that thrive and that flourish in every area of our life.